Good morning, everybody. My name is Louise Golding from Clarity Crafts here in the UK. Welcome to Groovi Tuesday. Hope everybody is well. I hope you're all keeping cool as well, because it's going to be a hot day today down south. So wherever you are, I hope you're keeping cool. So I just ramble on a little bit, make sure all of our friends come into the room. I'm going to wait for Jane to give me the heads up to see if the sound's okay. Lovely Jane's going to be in the room with you today. So if you have any questions, she'll be there to help you. And also if she has any questions and then she wants to pass them over to me, she'll send me through the phone. So what's the weather like where you are? Is it hot? It's 28 degrees here already. So it's heating up. Oh, it's only 10 o'clock. It's supposed to be about 32 down here today. Sounds all good. Thank you very much, Jane. Morning, everybody. I can see our lovely friends coming into the room now. That's great. So today's going to be our first week of our project. So it's going to be a nice orange one, orange and green. That's what we all decided last week. So yeah, something different for me, but I think it turned out okay. I like it's a zesty colour. Okay, lovely. So all of our friends are coming in now. That's great. So yeah, it's going to be warm day today, so I hope you're keeping hydrated. It's probably not very much gardening weather, maybe first thing in the morning and last thing in the evening maybe, but it's supposed to be a little bit more cloudy and rainy a bit later on in the week, so everything's going to cool down, so that'd be nice. Lovely. All ready for our next demo. I know it's a new project. It's always exciting when you start a new project, because you spend 6 or 7 weeks mastering one project and then you want to get started on a new one, you know, something a little bit different again. I've seen all of your lovely cards that you've all been following along with me, so it's been lovely to see that everybody really enjoyed that card that I did, the pink one. So it's been lovely to see everybody's creations. Yes, it is very warm. Not much sun. It's could be a bit cloudy, but it's muggy. The chair don't want to come in. Ugh, there we go. No sun here today. Oh, very hot in Shoreham. Yeah, I bet it is. Yeah, I went to Wales at the weekend, so that was nice. But slightly different weather. My mum was saying, "Oh, it's so hot today. It's 26 degrees," and I'm looking out at the Welsh weather, going, "Oh, it's nice and cool here. It's about 21." But no, it was nice. I like that kind of, you know, early 20s is comfortable. You know, it's quite nice. You know, reminds you that you're in summer without over reminding you that you're in summer. Oh yeah, so you just need to add the backing paper and the mount for the last project. That's good, and then you're nearly done. So what I thought I'd do today is I would show you the new plate that we're focusing on to do this new project, and also I thought it's a good excuse to show some of the lovely design team work. You've already, probably a few of you may have already seen this when we did our show on the square floral framers, but I thought I'd show it again, because why not? It's nice to get inspiration, and if you haven't seen the show, then it's nice to get to see the cards again. So I thought that would be nice too. So then we'll do that for the first 5-10 minutes, show all of their lovely work and soak it all in. And then we'll get started on the project. So it will just be line art really today. So I've got the square floral framers plate. I've got the nested square extension plate. So not the scallop one, the normal basic one. And then just your Groovi guard, sticker tabs, your Groovi 1 and 2 tool. I've got, I don't know if you do have it at home, it's worthwhile getting this one if you're worried about it going off, because I've got an A4 bit of parchment here. So you've got the extension that comes with the A4 plate, and then you've got the little extenders. So I'll show you those in a little while, but they're really handy to have if you, I've got the A3 black mat as well, so it all lays on perfectly on that, so that's handy as well. And yeah, tumble dry sheet, and that's really it for today, because we're just going to do the basic line art and then we can focus on next week doing the white work. So you'll want your embossing tools. I've used Perga colours on the back, so nice bright colours. Just I'll show you as well. This is the card that we're going to be doing for the next few weeks. So on the orange parchment I've done this little design, so that's separate. These two are actually separate bits of parchment, but what I think I'm going to do in this one is I'm probably going to just use it on one piece. So so this will be joined to this. I think I'll do that this time. So that is on the orange one. So I've just really just extended this one here. So this is the plate that we're using. It's got lots of different designs on it, which is really good. So that's 42441. So, and this, I've obviously used this one here, because I think this is the one that everybody was saying, oh, I'd like to use this one. So we've got that one, and then we've got the nice florally one over here. So there's a little bit of white work. If I come in a little bit closer. Here we go. So you can see the flowers. They've got white work on them, and these have got a little bit of white work, and so have these flowers here. So a little bit of white work, and then we're going to the colour. Excuse me, sorry. And then I've used the cross tool in the middle here, and then the 5 needle tool is on the side here. So you can see I've just used 5 needle tool all the way down, and then on just alternative ones I've put an extra tool, so that makes that little design something a little bit different, isn't it? Got to test ourselves, haven't we? Get out of our normal boundaries. And yeah, I don't use the cross tool enough. So what you can do later on when we get to the cross tool, you've got a choice. You can either do it like this, or if you're feeling brave, you get your 2 needle tool and you can cut these little centre bits out here. So so it looks extra delicate. So I can show you that nearer the time. But yeah, it would be very, very delicate then. But yeah, that would look nice both ways, really. So yeah, so that's what we'll be doing in the project. So there's just orange parchment. So it's the orange squash and lime twist. That's the parchment I've used, is the orange one. And so just Perga colours, some embossing tools. Obviously our lovely rub-ons there. I've just done an amazing friend. So yeah, some colours and yeah, those tools. And then obviously your 1 needle bold and your picot cutters, whichever ones you like to use. However, if you're not into your picot cutting yet, there's nothing stopping you from doing the tool work. You can put the amazing friend on top of, you don't have to cut this middle bit out. You could do that, and then you can do this lovely design and then cut around it. So if you're not at the picot cutting stage, don't worry, because it will still look really pretty, even if you don't cut it all out. So now I get to choose, I get to put these in. Let's, ta-da! So I'm just going to bring them in just so you can see them all and what you can do with them. So this is Josie Davidson's. Hold on, it's messing me about. I think it's because it's the, oh, it is okay, but I'm going to put it on this one because the camera sometimes doesn't pick it up. There we go. Let's come in a bit closer, I think. There we go. Yeah, so that's Josie Davidson's. And this next one is Jill Ascombe's. Very pretty, using the Josie Davidson's little sampler. They're like little square sampler embossed patterns. I think there's three sets. You've got the diagonal straight 1, diagonal straight 2, and diagonal straight 3. So you've got all of those to choose from. And they do really look nice. And if you don't have to cut this out, but it would look really nice cut out as well. So you could cut out in between all of these lovely designs. So lots of choices. This is lovely Carol Baker's. Nice and green. something a little bit different. That's nice actually. It looks nice with the green. Snowdrops and the green looks really, really lovely together. Take those off. I'm going to come in with something Christmassy. Whose is this one? Karen Jackson's. That's lovely as well. So that's using the small one and then just extending it. So you can use it for small cards and large cards. So it's nice to know that you can use, mix and match them and make them bigger and make them smaller. And that's the same with all of them. So this one is the lovely Glynis Whiteheads. That's nice. I like the blue with that. That's really beautiful. Using our lovely rub-ons as well. Really pretty. And this is a little bit different as well. This is Gelascums. So using the little flowers on the plate as little butterflies, and then just using just a single element just on the side here, which is really pretty. I like that. Very nice. And our next one is from Glynis again. I like the little sequins, very pretty. And then using the gold rub on there. It has a really lovely gold sheen to it. Really pretty. Using our lovely multi-needle tools around the edge. And this one's nice. This is from Carol Baker. Using the lovely, one of our lovely grids. I think it's the Louise one. Yeah, the Louise grid. How lovely. I like that grid as well. It's really nice. Very delicate. The next one is Carol Baker's. I like this. This is very monochrome. So you've got the, and this is using it around a circle. So you don't have to even use it in a square border. You could use it in a circle border. Nothing stopping you doing either way, which is nice. This one is my one. So I've just used the rub-ons again and just created like a little, looks a little bit like a little droplet. So just and then with the snowdrops, because that's the really lovely thing about the snowdrop plate is on the in the corners here you've got little circles, so you can put little water droplets in with the snowdrops. There's something a little bit different. And the next one is the lovely Carol Pankstellos, using our rainbow parchment. Really pretty. I think that's the Californian sunset, I believe. This one is my one again, so just using the rub-on again and then doing a little bit of pointillism in the flowers. So yeah, a little bit different. And this one's Gelascums. I like that. It's really lovely. I love this this grid here. I think it's on one of Linda's layering plates, I believe. I think. Is it? Let me put this one in while we're looking at this one. Yes, Linda's layering frames, entwined hearts. Very pretty. Anyway, whose is this one? This is Josie's. Lovely grid work there. That looks lovely. Really sets off the design, doesn't it? A little bit of grid work around there. Well, I say a little bit of grid work. It's quite a bit of grid work. And then a lovely rub-on as well. Really pretty. So yeah, so that was Gelascums. So we saw that one. Nice little bit of pearlescent paint going on. And this is Gelascums as well. So using the Christmas one this time and using a little bit of embroidery in there. That looks really lovely. And the next one is Karen Jackson's. Lovely little bit of grid work around there as well. It looks nice with the octagon plate as well, doesn't it? Looks really nice. Lovely. And what have we got next? Another Christmassy one from Glynis. I always can tell it's Glynis. She loves this little border. I love this border. It looks so pretty. Really sets off the red and the green. Really Christmassy. I like that. And that's the good thing about this plate is you have got all seasons here. You know, you have all seasons and all kind of, you know, you've got Christmas, you've got spring, you've got summer. You know, you've got all of these ones that are a little bit more generic as well and can be used for any occasion really. And this one's a bit zesty as well. I like this one. Carol Baker. Lovely bit of bright colour, and then the paper behind it really sets off the colours in the middle, and it's very delicate because you can see some lovely grid work there. It's nice to see all of the lovely design teamwork. I'm enjoying it. This is Karen Jackson's. That's lovely, just like greens and craft card looks really lovely together. Really pretty. And our next one is Josie Davidson. I can see that without looking at the back. She loves the lovely gold paint around the edges. Looks really pretty. There we go. And the nice black rub-on. So yeah, it looks really nice. Like that. And then we've got Hazel Edwards. Love the colours in this as well. Pink and orange together. That's really nice. Just a tiny little bit of embossed dots around the edge, and using the wing tool. It's nice as well, I think, when you use the wing tool with no embossing at all in it. That looks really delicate, really pretty. And last couple, we've got Carol Baker. Lovely Christmassy card again. So it's nice because it's not bright Christmas. It's like a pastel Christmas, isn't it? It looks really lovely. I like that. I love this little design. Really pretty. So, and then lastly, we've got Carol Pankstello. So using our some of our paper pads, some of the ones that have lots of patterns on. That looks really lovely with the craft card. And yeah, just using a little bit of the design around here. Really looks lovely. So yeah, so those are all the lovely cards from the design team. So it's nice to see everybody's lovely designs on the design team. There's so many lovely ones. And if you don't see them, they stay in lovely nice boxes that they all stay all packaged in their individual cello bags. So they're always kept safe. But it's just lovely to get them out and show everyone, because otherwise they stay in their boxes. So any excuse to get them out. So yes, so let's head on to our project. So I'll just show you one more time before we get started. So this is where we're heading. This is what's going to happen at the end. 6 or 7 weeks later. Ta-da! So yes, so let's get started. So I'm going to bring in, where's it gone? There it is. I'm going to bring my A3 mat in so I can place everything on top. So I'm going to use, I don't want the extenders. Just going to use those first. I thought to myself, oh no, I haven't got any Groovi tabs, but I still got them on my tool caddy from last week. That they're still there. Still there, going strong. Right, so I'm just going to stick those together. There we go. Using my alphabet plate. I'm just going to bring in some parchment. I'm just going to use the tumble dryer sheet like I normally do. Front and back, because we're going to be doing lots of perforating and embossing. So if you do get into the habit of doing it front and back, no matter what you're doing, then it makes life easy because one of the times I know when I do this, I'll forget to do both sides. And then once you've perforated, you can't really come in with your tumble dryer sheet afterwards, and because it will get stuck on all of the little perforated pieces. Okay, so bring in a Groovi design tabs, Groovi tabs. Just need to remember which sizes I used as well. I think I used this outer line here of, you see this double line here, I used the outer part of that line, and then let me put those back. And then I believe I used this one here. Or did I? No, it's this one. So yes, this one. Yes, this one here. So second from the outside. There we go. So bring in my Groovi tabs. Did this a little while ago, so I've slept a lot since then. And I just have to remind myself which line I used. There we go. So they're stuck down. Warm hands already, so I'm trying not to touch the parchment as much as I can. There we go. Okay, so I've already not done the line that I wanted to do. That's okay. It's okay. I was going to use this line, but I've forgotten and I've done that line. Will we get away with it? Yeah, why not? So, yeah, that seems quite far away actually. This line, yeah, it is second from that side. Questioning myself now. It's too hot to make decisions. There you go. So I'm going in with my number 2 and then in with my number 1. Depending on what you prefer doing, you can just go in with your number 1. There we go. Yes, I'll just go in with my number 1 in this one. So did everybody have a good weekend? What did you get up to? Anything? And my trip to Wales was very good. I learned a lot, so it was really, really nice. We went to, on Sunday, we went to this really lovely pub in Wales, and it was really, really lovely food. Best roast dinner I've had in a while, actually, like from a pub. Really nice. Then we went to Joe's Ice Cream afterwards. Oh my gosh, that ice cream is so good. There we go. So, there we go. So if I show you the card, yep, sorry. I meant to say, to me, for some reason, I count 1, 2, but it's actually the third line in from the outside. But for some reason, I've started there and I've counted 1, 2. So it's the third line from the outside. There we go. So you can see it's actually a little bit bigger, but that's okay. How is it bigger? How did this happen? I don't know, but that's okay. I'm going to do it smaller. I don't think my brain's working very well today, you know. I'm going to start again. I've forgotten what I've done, that's why. There we go. So, let me start again. There we go. I'm going to bring it out. And I'm going to go over the top to make sure I'm doing it right. There we go. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it is third. Why is it bigger when I look over there? Sorry, pardon me. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, pardon me. It's the fourth one. I can't count. It's all good, everyone. Don't mind me. It's the fourth line from the outside. I was wondering, how am I going to get the 5 needle tool in there? It's okay. I'll use that for a different card. Glad everybody else is here in the room with me. Oh, dear. Right. Let's start again. Dear me, she can't even get a single line right today. Here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Please tell me that's right. There we go. No, it is this plate. It's just I've had a little bit of a moment. I'm going to blame the heat and the car alarm. There we go. There we go. And then what I did was I used this one. we go. The crisis averted. Louise is having a moment. Here we go. Okay. That's that bit. Quick before she changes her mind. Right, and now I'm going to come in with my big square framers plate. And I'm going to extend it with the extenders that she's lost somewhere. There we go. Talks amongst yourselves while I work out what I'm doing. There we go. So extenders. Like that. There we go. Take that out. Don't want that. Go away. There we go. Put this one in. Then we can work around it. There we go. So in the heat and everything, if you get a lot of moisture on your parchment, you can use talcum powder. That works. So what I'm going to do on this card, I did it on 2 separate bits of parchment, but I'm going to do it on 1 piece now, and I use this one. So that's going to be how the card's going. So I'm going to do it. How am I going to do it? There we go, like that. Oh my gosh, Louise can't even work out a square that's not a square. It looks like a diamond now. So I'm just lining it up just so that the inner square touches. Oh, let me come in a bit so you can see what I'm. Oh, that is a bit more. Stop. Okay. So yeah, so we want to arrange. Oh, I can't even see. There we go. So you want to arrange it like a diamond, and so that the inner square is touching kind of all 4 sides equally. Then you know that you've got it more or less right. Put your Groovi stick tabs down. Okay, I'm going to get my Groovi guard because my parchment is going to be so sure. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to do double lines because I'm going to do my little dots inside, so that would be nice. I like my little dots. You can use your straight grid to do the dots in the 2 borders in between here. Here we go. So yeah, so we went to Joe's ice cream. I was saying before I messed up. Went to Joe's. I had ice cream with toffee sauce. Oh my gosh, it was so good. The ice cream was so good. So yummy. Apparently they have Joe's ice cream in the supermarket, but it's not the same as getting it fresh, literally from Joe's. I don't know if they have any ice cream stores like Joe's in England, or whether they're just in Wales. But to me, it's kind of worth actually going all the way to Wales for the ice cream as well. But oh my gosh, the scenery in Wales is gorgeous. Fell in love. It's just so beautiful. The little B&B I was staying in, you could sit in bed and look over like the valley. Oh, it was so beautiful. I fell in love. But yeah, so I'm going to use the outer square here. I'm not going to do the inner square, just the outer one. Okay, so we've used the diamond here, and we just use the outer square, so we're not going to do this inner square. And then I'm just going to go round and create all of the design. So that's nice and, oh, I can't mess that bit up. She says. My body's like, yes, but I'll try. There we go. All the way around. I'm just going in with my number 2. If you feel like that you're getting a little bit of resistance, so just go in with your tumble dryer sheet. Nice and easy. Now you're just following all of the actual design now. Nice and simple. There we go. It's a nice little swirly design. There we go. Now we've got some lovely, I went away for about 2 days and our tomato plants grew like 5 inches. I came back and I thought, bloody hell, they've got tall. But yeah, so they need to get watered a couple of times a day because it's in this weather, because it makes them so dry. Some washing yesterday, put it out on the line, it was dry within like half an hour. There we go. Our, at the bottom of the garden we have this gorgeous grandiflora, and when it flowers mainly in August, late July, August time, the flowers look like the size of dinner plates. They're so gorgeous. I think they've got a grandiflora in Heath Castle and it's really big there as well. But yeah, we have a lovely one in the back of our on the back wall of somebody else's house. It's kind of leaning up against, but it's at the end of our garden. It's so beautiful. It's growing quite massive. It's taller than the house now. Oh, sorry, I'm using number 2. I usually use number 2 and then I go in with number 1. So yeah, that's what I normally do. I find number 2, for me, I just go in and it's easier, and then I will just go back in with the number 1, and then redefine the lines and make them brighter. It's just how I kind of done that ever since I started, really. So continue as I mean to go along. Okay, so yeah, number 2 end and then number 1. There we go. I'm literally just going over with the number 2 right now, just so I've got the main design there. Then I can go back in with the number 1. But the good thing is you can go back in with the lines and everything, reposition it, and it just lays back over the normal design, and then you can go over it again. But yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. You probably, when it's really, really hot, you'd probably want to use either a couple of Groovi guards or get a couple of pieces of kitchen roll that you can place this hand on, because at the moment I'm using the tumble dryer sheet, but my hand is very, it's perspiring quite a lot. So what I would normally do is I put my right hand on the tumble dryer sheet and I'm kind of lubricating the parchment as I'm going around. But I would put a couple of pieces of kitchen towel down, so this hand, or both hands, whichever you prefer, is, you've got it soaking up the kitchen towel. But yeah, so that's what I would do. So yeah, I'm just going around with the number 2 at the moment, but if you can go straight in with the number 1, then yeah, by all means do so. It's just the way that I do it. It's not right, it's not wrong, it's just the way I roll. But yeah, everybody has their own ways, what they find easiest. Get off. Move this round, I think. Put my hand there. Can we all see still? Excellent. Can see on the screen. So There we go. Yes, most of the time when I'm embossing, I will always do the number 2 first. It takes longer, but I find it easy just to go into the groove with the number 2. It slides in easier for me, and then depending on whether I want the line really crisp, or if I'm doing white work, I won't use the number 1, I'll just use the number 2. So for example, these flowers here, they'll just be with the number 2 because I'm going to be doing some white work in them. But these bits here and the leaves and everything, I would go back in and do with a number 1. But yeah, I won't be doing the the number 1 in this one. There we go. Yeah, number 2 tool is this one here. I'm using that one. The colouring course isn't too far away. I'm doing in the middle of prepping, trying to make sure that, I mean, the thing is, there's so many techniques to learn with colouring. You know, you have your colouring with pencils, your colouring, and then you can, you know, you go into the realms of, like, you can use paints and inks and everything. So, you know, over the course of the next couple of years, we can go over like all of the colouring techniques. But there are a lot of colouring techniques to learn. So we're gonna focus on a few in the colouring course. We're gonna start going into a little bit of maybe getting to grips with the number 2 Pergamano brush in the colouring course. You know, we'll learn how to use it. So yeah, so more of that to come. I'm looking forward to that, but I've just got to prep all of my, you know what I need to show people and get everything sorted for that. So I'm doing that at the moment, so that's fun. I mean, one of my favourite things is you know, painting on parchment and things like that. So I'm in my element with that bit. That and tool work, grid work, and I like it all. It's all my favourite. I know I always say that. Depends what I'm doing at that time as to what is my favourite thing to do. But I think I just like learning anything to do with parchment. I mean, there's so much to learn. You know, you have the Groovi, which makes life easy for you. And then after Groovi, you are really just doing traditional techniques. But it's just the Groovi that makes life easy for you. And, you know, the good thing is there's so many lovely designs as well. So even if you like to do it the old, you know, the older traditional way, you can still use the lovely Groovi plates as like traditional patterns. So I've done all the way around with the number 2. So these ones I'm going to leave out. So this flower, this flower, this flower, and this flower. I'm going to do some white work in those. I've done a little bit of white work at the end of the leaf, so I might keep them number 2 as well. But things like the vines, I'll use those number 1. So I'll go around and do the vines. And these little flowers here, they're going to have perga colour behind, so they can get they can crisp up with the number 1. So I've done the vines. I can do this little bit here, the little swirl. The rose, I could do the rose as well. There we go, could be colour. And this little swirl here. There we go. And a little scroll there. I did a little bit of white work in these little flowers here as well, just at the ends. So I'll leave those in a number 2 as well. So really just the vines, the rose, and the little twirly rose. We'll call it a twirly rose. Yes, I'll just go on with this one. Oh. How many of you are actually crafting along today? Or is it hot? Too hot for you? And you're just watching me? Yeah, sometimes when it's hot and everything, you know, everybody messes up, which is like obviously what I did earlier. Let's start with the line art, the first little bit. But, you know, it happens. It definitely happens when I'm hot. My brain does not want to compute sometimes. But it won't be long. After I've finished with Groovi Tuesday, I'm going to go downstairs, and there's lots of fans downstairs, and I'm going to help with the picking to get some orders out. Yeah, it's lovely and busy during the sale. So yeah, it's been nice to get some nice little bit cooler downstairs than it is upstairs. There we go. So I've done you might be able to, if I lift it up, you can kind of see the difference as well between the number 1 and the number 2. This is obviously this is number 1. Here's number 1 there, and then this is the number 2. So the leaves and this flower, and it's still in the number 2. So yeah, I don't blame you. Just watch and chill. Oh, posting secret stuff, Jane. There we go. So that is doesn't want to come off. Little rascal. Ooh. There we go. So I've done the little middle part now. So that bit's done. And then what we can do later on is we'll cut the corners out, and then that's how we're slightly different, because as you can see here, this is separate to this. So I've just done it slightly differently. Okay, so we've done the little middle part. Now we are going to do the outer part. Move over there. That's it, out my way. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to line it up. Oh, hold on. If everybody can see, let me move this out. Because I've moved it a little bit closer, let me move it out a little bit for a minute. There we go. There's a lot of plates. There we go. So I'm just going to line it up. So with the, yeah, this is what I did last time, because you can see it literally just matches perfectly now with the same width of this border. Yeah. So I can use this for something else. See? Perfect for something else. I always reuse. So there's a little bit of white work just in the flowers. So I might just keep those number 2 and this number 2, but everything else, like the leaves and everything, these leaves and are all going to be the number 1. So the only thing that I will be leaving in a number 2 is this flower here. So there we go. So I'm just going to line it up and get my Groovi tabs. There we go. So what I would do is I would do right up to here, and then I would just keep on going around the corners, and if there's a little gap in the middle, then you can just move your plate along and just put whatever you want in the little gap, you know, like another leaf here or something, so you can extend it quite easily. So it just shows that you can use these as bigger bigger borders and little borders. So just starting off with the number 2. These are cute little flowers. I like these. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. There we go. So starting off with the number 2. There we go. Wow, the time's flying. That's 45 minutes already. I haven't even finished the line art. These are nice little leaves. I quite enjoyed using the orange squash parchment. Got me out of my comfort zone. And sometimes we all need to get out of our comfort zone. You know, if you try something and it doesn't work, then you know it didn't work, and you learn from like experimenting. So I always think I'm learning all the time with lots of different things. When you get to the tool work at the end as well, you might want to think about using a magnifying glass, because it is a bit of a struggle using your tool work without a magnifying glass. It just makes life so much easier. Yeah, it just makes life so much easier to, you know, you're not straining your eyes. So yeah, if I was at home, I'd be using my my trusty magnifying glass when we get to the tool work. Okay. So, I mean, if you didn't want to do any white work in your project, just copy everything with a number 1. Or even if you wanted to, just copy everything in a number 1. I'm going to leave out this petal here, so I'm moving this a little bit closer, because it's like half a petal. So I just thought I'd leave that one out, and then we can put something across. So it looks like a finished design then. Whereas if you put the leaf in there, it will look like half a leaf, and then you've got to try and find something to cover that section. So I would just leave that little leaf that's half a leaf out. I mean, it's literally, you could just finish it by using one of these little leaves and finish it if you wanted to. Just move the plate around, but I've just decided to leave it out. So we've done this little bit here, and now I'm going to go around there. But yeah, I enjoy all the different parts of parchment. I enjoy the design part. I like kind of thinking about different ways of using a plate. That always like gets me interested. But then I have to think think about what you want to put on. You know, if you want white work, if you want colour, if you want to kind of trace the line with the number 1, or whether you want it with the number 4, just so you can colour on the front. There's so many different things to think about when you're designing a card. I've also left this leaf out here because obviously this comes around the corner here, so you don't want that leaf. Well, you could have that leaf there because it would just look like a little half leaf on the inside of your border. But I'm just going to leave that leaf out. There we go. So, but yeah, in this heat, I would definitely recommend getting some kitchen towel and protecting your work that way. It makes life easier. But yeah, different kitchen towel. If you use tissue, sometimes obviously the moisture kind of your you need like kitchen towel to soak up a lot of the moisture that you get. The gold edging with the gel pen. Yeah, you can either use the gold gel pen to do the edging, or you could use like a gold paint or something if you have gold paint. But literally what I would do is I would just, you know, if you've got your little angle tool here, I would just do circular motions, and that kind of helps the gel pen to release quite a lot of the ink. And then make sure you go over the edges of where you're going to pico cut, because otherwise if you do just the inside of the actual tool, you'll end up with these, well, it's not bad, I mean, it's a different look, but you end up with white picos with just like this gold border that might kind of be part over and part not. So yeah, that's just do circular motions, and that kind of helps the ink to come out of the gel pen. But you can do that with all of the colours of the gel pen. You know, if you wanted a border that was lovely, bright pink metallic edges, that would look nice as well. Or the purple, or the teal, or the bronze, or the silver. And there's another one I'm missing. The blue, or the green? One of the two. There's 7 colours. Of course, I remember the pink and the purple and the blue. Okay, so where was I? Okay, so then I've also left out this little bit here, because obviously that's going around this corner, and this is a squash leaf. So what I'll do is I'll show you kind of like, obviously it's not finished, so if you want to, I've started it, and then once my parchment's curling, it's hot. Parchment's like, what are you doing to me? So you would just find a little flower to just finish off like that. So then you've got a finished off leaf. So just use a different part of your little bit in the border to finish up the design off. Okay, so now I'm going to go over to here. And so what you can do is, for example, what I would do is now, because you're heading into this little area here, you could continue doing all of this around here, but obviously this vine is going to be squashed in with this vine. So what I would do is I'm going to go up to here, finish off with the flower, and then instead of doing this vine here, I'll probably put this leaf here in there. And then that kind of gives the design. So let me show you. So I do this flower here. I might have to finish this for homework, guys. I can't believe how the time's gone. So you see, I've done the flower. So there's quite a bit of space, isn't there? So I'm going to get this leaf here. I'm going to put this leaf here. Just like so. Okay, then that fills the space up. And if you wanted to put a little bit of extra design in, let me just find something. Yeah, let me use this little bit here. So then you could maybe come in and just do some leaves there and a little. Got half a leaf there, which you can finish off then with any leaf. There we go. So it just fills up the space then. You might want to, you could put something, just a tiny little something here if you wanted to make it look like there's not a lot of space, but I would just leave it like that, you know. So it just fills up the space. Oh yeah, sure. I will tell you. Okay, so if I show you on here the squares I've used on the nested square extension, after having to do it a second time because Louise forgot. It's this. Can you see this double line here? Oh, hold on. This double line here. It's the outer line of this double border, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth from the outside. Then that gives you this. And then you would just diagonally move the plate to meet here. So obviously I've got quite a little bit still to do, but really what if I just move this out of the way and we can see what we've got so far. Come on, out of the way. That's it. There we go. So we haven't really got, I haven't got that far actually. I thought I would get a bit further on. Yeah, so I would just continue going around here. You can go with I'll finish it off for homework, just this border here. So that's just showing you how you would just do your 4 corners, and then in the middle here, if you've got space, just put in one of your flowers. Oh, how big the squares are. Oh, hold on one second. Ruler. Let me show you. It's okay, Margaret. I'll sorry, I misread your thing. I thought you wanted to know which squares it was. So the 4th one is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is, I can't see on that plane. 17 centimeters, I think. Yeah. Is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 17 centimeters across is the larger one. And then the one that I've used for the inner border is 12 and a half. So 12 and a half is this one across widthways, and then this one, what was that, 17? 17 across. You can see there, from there to there, 17 centimeters, and then this one is 12 and a half. So that's those ones, and then you would just use the square. I've just used it like that. However, if you don't have this plate, you can you have to just be very careful, but you can use this, come up to the edge here and just move it along. Make sure you've lined this line up with the border so it doesn't go wonky, but you can use one of these squares and just extend the square that way. So I would use my number 2 for that, and then just make, as long as it's lined up using the 2 lines so they're parallel, so that as you go along and then you continue doing this bit, you just line it up with this line all the way along, and then you know that it's not going to be wonky. But you can use one of these squares and just extend it, but for ease of use I've used this, but you can use these and extend across. That's what I would do if I didn't have that plate. I would have just gone like this and then moved it along, made sure it all lined up along the line so it wasn't like slightly wonky and out. Keep on going until I got the size that I wanted, and then you know that would be fine. But I just use this just because it's easier, but you can use it. You can use these squares and extend it as well. If you wanted a rectangle, that would be easy, because with the rectangle, for example, you would, let me just show you. So I'm just going to use it slightly like that. And then what you would do is you could line it up. Just make sure that these lines here are lined up. Let me bring you a bit closer. Just want to show you before we go, just so you can use these if you wanted to. So you would line it up here, just so you can see that white line is directly on it. And then you just go along. I've just done it quite quickly there, but you would be able to go along and just, if I show you, come out a little bit. you would just come along and do the rectangle like that. So you can create rectangles and everything, just like that. So yeah, next week what I'll do for homework is I will don't do the rectangle next to the square like I've just done, because I've got to do this all again now. I didn't think, but I need that for the border, so I'm going to have to do this again. It's the heat. We're just going to ignore the fact that I've messed up twice now. But yeah, I'll do that all again, and by next time, that all the line art will be done. So then we can focus on the white work. So yes, I will be doing that. So it was lovely to see you all. Hopefully you keep cool. Make sure that you keep hydrated. Thank you to the lovely Jane. She was in the room with you today. So thank you for putting all the links up, Jane. I really appreciate that. I'm going to go and cool down now because I'm hot. It's nice and cool downstairs with the fans. So I'm going to go down there in a minute. So yeah, have a lovely day. Keep cool, keep hydrated, stay safe. And I will see you next Tuesday, and we'll go on to white work. And yes, I will see you then. Take care, everyone. Bye.